Commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes, commissioner's notes.
The Commissioner's Notes Podcast.
Hey. Welcome in. Hey, thank you for bearing with us and not giving us too much shit. We were on a bye week last week. Last week we were on a bye. We were on a bye. There's nothing else needs to be said. Don't ask any questions. We were on a bye. Bye weeks happen for every team in the league. Why can't we take one bye week? I am joined here today by a surprise guest, a first timer on the pod, my friend Caleb Klug. I dropped him off at the airport this morning. He is in Kansas doing his thing. Filling in for him is the one, the only, the man you want at your wedding, Mr. Thomas Bournes. In the building, Tom. Thank you so much for being here today, my friend.
First time, long time. Great to be in the studio, in the spot. Very exciting. Big shoes to fill here. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited to be here.
No, I appreciate it, Tom. I appreciate you stepping in. You know, I know you were a little bit nervous about this, but that's okay. That's okay. Trust me. You get in here, you know, the lights are bright. You know what I mean?
They're very bright.
And the stars shine when the lights are the brightest. Something like that. I don't know. But Tom. What a week it fucking was. How do you feel?
You know, I like you said, you had a bye week. I feel like my team kind of took a bye week as well. Bad time to do that. I think I'm mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Probably has been spiritually for some time, but
no, you have what did I say earlier? Like a 6% chance?
6% is the exact number. You have 4 times the opportunity to make the playoffs as I do, which is also pretty shitty. But,
16% chance, so I'll see you fuckers in the playoffs.
That's right. But I am fully, I think you're in the 20s. Maybe 24%.
I'm at 24?
Literally 4.
I'm at 24%. See you bitches in the playoffs.
But yeah,
shouldn't have left the door so wide open for me because I'm coming in.
Yes, but my focus now is shifted entirely to how to win or rather, not lose our losers bracket, because that's very much in my future. And watch out for me when you get there, the rest of us. Because there's a lot of fellas that are in my exact position. I think we might talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to be a tattoo-themed episode. We're going to talk a lot about that. You know, we're at about the halfway point of the NFL season. We are further than halfway as it pertains to the fantasy football regular season. You know, we're a mere weeks away, which is crazy. We've got the trade deadline mixer coming up, which is going to be an absolute blast. The fantasy football trade mixer networking opportunity for fantasy football professionals.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that is Saturday after this coming one, the one before Thanksgiving.
Coming at you live on Saturday, November 23rd, taking place at Trevor Wastrom's house. Thank you to Trevor and his beautiful wife, Kelsey, for allowing us their home for that evening. It is a night, if you're new to the program, the trade deadline mixer is a night to light some candles.
Light some candles. The big lights are on. It's
Eat
exciting.
some hors d'oeuvres. Trevor usually makes some delicious garlic olives with like some rosemary. He bakes them. Gin is generally the drink of choice. However, you know, you can drink whatever you want. Gin has proven to be trade juice. And so anyways, make sure you're at the trade deadline mixer. It's going to be an absolute ball. On that same note, I want to acknowledge an elephant in the room, Tom. I made a really dumb decision last Thursday.
Oh, we're talking about that trade.
Yeah. So recently, we've all been getting on Discord together, which has been really sick. We pop on for a Monday night or a Thursday night game.
Or election results.
Or election night. The election night Discord was electric. But, you know, in the course of the Discord, Trevor and I got to talking. I've always known he'd had a hot spot for TJ Hawkinson. I have Travis Kelce. I'm not the type to roster 2, even though I held on to TJ Hawkinson all fucking season. Anyways, I traded TJ Hawkinson straight up for Khalil Herbert. You know, he just got acquired by the Bengals. They've got a ton of injuries in that backfield. And in my mind, I was like, he has to be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Well, you might that might pan out. I mean, you got him on a short week, right? They traded him there, and then boom, they played on a Thursday night. He probably warrants some play down the stretch. Chase Brown fumbled, but not before he absolutely fucked me. Sam Good. My fantasy week last week was over before it even began, thanks to Chase Brown. So I would love it. Well, it doesn't really matter for him now, but it would have been great if Khalil Herbert had a bigger week last week. I would have also liked that.
Khalil Herbert, he got in for like a snap and he fumbled. I think the fumble technically went on Joe Burrow as far as the statistics go. But then he didn't see the field the rest of the game. Chase Brown is not a name that we're accustomed to seeing as a fantasy relevant player, if you will.
New thing.
And so seeing him get 99% workload has me a little bit scared. I don't know. He could be injury prone. We just don't know enough about the guy.
We don't know enough about
And I don't cheer for injuries, and I never would. Never.
Ever.
But
I don't know, man. I remember hearing some cheers at the commissioner's brunch when a particular quarterback snapped his Achilles. But
from a moral standpoint, we all took a stand at that moment.
Because we stand with women.
Deshaun Watson, that was a completely different circumstance. So I wanted to address the elephant in the room. Yes, hi, it's me. Surprise, surprise, I made a stupid fucking trade. Not that it would have made a difference. Did I make my team worse? Yes. Was it the difference between me winning and losing last week? No, I got my fucking ass kicked. And like I said, I'm cursed. You know, Malik Neighbors was going to have a great year before he got traded to me. Anyways, Tom, you texted me this week. You had a couple ideas for segments on the pod. And I really liked the one that we are about to get into. Why don't you lay it out for us? What are we about to get into here?
Well, this might be a little bit selfish, but as I mentioned, I am all but mathematically eliminated from the playoffs and now no longer concerned with our season-long bets or that beautiful chain that the co-host that's not here is typically wearing. Unfortunately, I'm now much more concerned with the probability with which I'm going to get a new tattoo. So I thought maybe we do tattoo power rankings. We're looking at the fellas that are currently not going to qualify for the playoffs. So we're going to just do it with the fellas that if the playoffs started today, would be in the running for that. And I figured we can dive in whenever you want, however we want to do that.
We will certainly. Before we get into that, just wanted to acknowledge our not sponsor of the day. This is Neutral. Neutral is a vodka seltzer with real juice. This is the black cherry. Thank you, Neutral, for supplying this to the gas station or store at which Tom picked this up on his way here.
The worst Circle K I've visited in a long time, but we made it out safely.
We cannot thank you enough for supplying this to the Circle K that Tom was at when he came to the podcast. Thank you so much. I'm also going to acknowledge I am freshly employed, baby. That's right. I am no longer unemployed. It's been a fucking horrible few weeks. I'm back, baby. I feel so alive right now. This Neutral goes out to all of you for standing by my side, your commissioner. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's right. You drink the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's an empty can. Wow.
Black cherry, vodka, real juice. Oh, so good. Thank you, Neutral, again, for supplying the Circle K with your products so that Tom could pick them up on his way here to beautiful On Mars Studio.
A happy customer.
Before we dive right into the power rankings for the tattoo, God. Just wanted to briefly go over.
You need to do that again.
I wanted to briefly touch on how this is working this year. In years past, the loser of the regular season is the loser of the league. Problem with that, and it worked well for a long time. It's the reason I've got 2 of them on my leg right now. But the reason that doesn't work that well is because any team that's not in the playoffs just kind of checks out for the rest of the year, right? There's 3, 4, 5 more weeks left to play of fantasy action, fantasy goodness. And we kind of lose that when the loser, the bottom 7 half of the league is just completely checked out. There's no repercussions to winning. There's no reward. There's no penalty. So anyways, to prolong the length and the funness and the sustainability of the league, which I always put first and foremost, we've decided to make
first
the loser of the losers bracket ultimately what we're going to do is by hand. Again, the app's going to tell you one thing. We're going to tell you something different. If this was actually Tom's idea, where we're going to actually by hand create the bracket. The bottom seed is going to get a bye, which sounds good, but it's actually going to give them one less chance of escaping their fate.
That's right. One less chance to win.
If you are in the losers bracket and you win your week, you are clear of tattoo responsibilities. If you are in the losers bracket and you lose your week, or if you are at the bottom, very bottom, you have to be sweating it. You have to be sweating it the entire time. You win, you survive. You don't win, and you are squarely in contention. So that is a brief rundown. Closer towards the end of the season, we'll get like a little graphic or something put together that kind of outlines it a little bit better. But that's how we're doing things this year. From the top, Tom, let's look at these power rankings.
That's right. So right away, we're going to start with a fellow that very much has a chance to still make the playoffs. Had a great week this week. I think you might have matched up with him yourself, and he nearly doubled you up.
Yeah, I think he did double me up. I think
he's got some momentum going into this week, and that's Bryce Smith.
Bryce, Rice, our special boy, the specialist boy in the league.
Technically on the run there, would be getting a second Alan Jackson tattoo,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah, that would be his second.
But he's somebody that's we might be seeing him in the playoffs, so he might not even need to be concerned about.
We'll see. We have the same record. We're in the 20s. We'll see what happens with Bryce. Love him, but I expect him to be down here with us.
Another fellow that I very much expect to be down here with us, a team that was getting called fraudulent. He did beat me, but that would be Mr. Kyle. Kyle, we've got you here at our 6th seed right now. I see nothing but free fall coming for you, coming focused here, and I'm not sure what your skin ink situation is.
He's got tats.
He does have. Oh, that's right. No, I see
He's
it. So this
tatted.
wouldn't be.
He's got elvish.
That's right.
Elvish,
That's right,
as
right
in
on.
like Lord of the Rings, not Elvis, elvish.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was picturing the 1950s rock and roller.
No, he's got
elvish.
No, he's got tattoos.
Okay, that
If he
actually-
does
that
end up
makes more
losing,
sense.
it's going to complement whatever part of his body.
That'll
he
be
chooses to
just
put it on.
fine. So we have him at number 6.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have him at number 6 there.
Yep.
Next, coming down the line, we've got Brandon Smith, another
Brandon.
fellow for whom a new tattoo might not be too big of a deal, which I
No.
think is an important factor when we think about power rankings here and thinking about who's going to be getting a tattoo. Brandon, again, would be another Alan Jackson tattoo, I suppose,
Yep.
on an already beautiful canvas that we're working with
Yep.
there. So we've got you in there at the 5 seed. Another fellow that I do think is going to be missing the playoffs.
Before we
with
move on
us.
to him, it's important to note that the tattoo was originated at Brandon's bachelor party.
That's right.
So a
That's
second
right.
one is nothing to this guy. This guy lives and breathes for this sort of shit. Please continue.
Oh, and on both ends of it, right? I mean, Brandon, was he who found our trophy as well?
No, that was Bryce.
Oh, that was Bryce. Sorry, Bryce. Never mind. Either way, very good. After Brandon, we're starting to get in some meaty part of this. And these are fellas that are all but certain to miss the playoffs. And that includes you, my friend.
Yes.
A man that very quickly could be having a full head-to-toe portrait of Alan Jackson within the next couple of years. We're going to have him in there at our number 4 seed.
I'm going to be
Actually,
just
that's bad
fine.
counting. I guess
I'm going to be
we had
just
8 guys
fucking
missing the
fine.
playoff. I've been saying 7 this whole time.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's
It is
okay.
7.
I'm going to be just fine. I don't anticipate losing this year. Last year I was in a way worse spot. I've still got the dogs to at least not lose the league this year. So I'm going to die on that hill. I'm not losing it this year. No way.
Very good. After you, we have Mr. Rami, another fellow. I don't know what his tattoo situation is.
He's got the one. He definitely has the
He
dark
has
mark.
the dark mark already.
He's also got a couple other pieces on his body. I wouldn't consider him heavily tatted, but a second one is it's going to stand out.
It's going to stand out. So that's very much in there. Actually, I've got you at the number 4. Rami, you did defeat me. You are coming off a huge win over our number 1 seed, Clint.
Which, by the way, can we give him
which
a
is
hand for
huge,
that?
Rami? Very good. Big
Handing
win.
Clint his
Big
first loss
win.
of the season,
Here
Mr.
it
Rami
is.
Arvid himself. We are so proud of you, Rami. You were up against a mountain this week, and you faced it head on like a man, and we are so proud of you.
Excellent work, Rami. Excellent work. Done something that no one else in the league has done this year.
Nope, not even Sam Camp.
After Rami, we have myself. I am looking terrible in terms of trying to make the playoffs here. It's definitely not going to happen. I do think that my injured team is going to come back and be strong down the stretch in the playoffs, or rather the
I think so too.
Anti-playoffs. Definitely going to probably take another L this week to Mr. Klug, who's not here. I'm on a second consecutive week of a bye week with a quarterback, playing a good team, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened, and I will die on this hill as well, which is that, Tom, you have the best worst team in the league. I truly believe that you have the best worst team in the league, and also
Lots of
you
bad
have the
luck.
deepest team in the league.
And all of those things and my great draft strategy, and it all has been for naught.
For nothing.
Because apparently I'm a bad manager who already has several bad tattoos. You could argue that this might be the best one that I'll have if I end up losing the whole thing. So
definitely top two. Definitely
top two. It definitely depends on how you feel about art. So definitely staring down the barrel of that and thinking about placement. Very, very realistic that I'm getting a new dumb tattoo.
And that will be very exciting, I think, for all of us if that were to happen. Who is at the very, very bottom of this?
The very, very bottom, second to last, we have Mr. DJ Giroux, a guy that's made some serious team wholesale changes to his team over the course of the year. I've never seen a 5-for-5 player trade happen. This man pulled it off. It did improve his team somewhat to make it to where you were not an absolute lock for this. But I think we're going to be staring possibly at an early postseason matchup, you and me. And I think that you're in a real running here to get another tattoo there as well. But luckily for you, this is somebody that's already,
it's going to blend in.
It's not going to be a big deal for someone like you, which brings us to our number one tattoo potential receiver seed.
Hit him with it.
The newly married Mr. Jimmy Radzik.
Mr. James Radzik.
One of few people to lose to me this year in fantasy. We've got you on our number one seed power rankings to be the recipient of the Dark Mark and your very first tattoo.
Yes.
Something that I think the whole world watching this would be very invested in.
Virgin
and is probably
skin.
looking forward to. Yes, virgin skin.
Virgin skin.
Recently no longer a virgin, as you have recently been married. We're very happy for
congratulations
that.
on losing your
virgin
virginity.
skin.
That's a huge step in a lot of guys' life.
Can't wait.
Someday
be there.
Can't wait to also someday be there. Jimmy, my question is where do you think Jimmy would get the tattoo? Probably high up on the leg.
Probably, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I mean, this is a man that's in very good shape.
Yep.
He's tan. He's with his shirt off all the time. Maybe just a nice chest piece.
He could be a good chest piece. Actually, right here.
Just right, actually over your heart.
Yeah,
You
that
know
would
what?
be perfect.
Showing the love that you have for this league. That could be it.
But I anticipate it's going to be somewhere high up on the thighs,
Possibly on a cheek.
in a place where Jim Sr. has no chance of seeing
No
it at
chance.
any point in
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I would fully anticipate that it's going to be a not visible tattoo, which is
I would
fine.
imagine that as
okay, most of ours are. Some of ours, right here. Right.
I
on the
also will
knee.
be putting mine high up where Fred and Margaret can't see it, as all of mine have been. Luckily, they're not super big YouTube people. We should be safe right now.
Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule for the upcoming week. I'm going to run some teams by you. You got to give me a response. Who's
Okay.
gonna take it?
Excellent.
Up first is me versus Sam Camp. Somehow I'm projected to win. Something must be off. No, I'm projected to win.
Wow. What is
No. He doesn't have a kicker.
Okay. Yeah. So presume
Yeah.
he's gonna have some more points coming in there. I think the week to beat Sam in this late stretch, unfortunately, was last week.
Yeah.
And while Sam would have lost to almost everybody in the league,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have lost to he didn't lose to Jimmy.
He wouldn't have lost to
So
me.
he wouldn't have lost to you. So he ended up getting away with one there, and I'm afraid that probably not going to be able to squeak that out. However, you were getting hot there for a minute, so you never know. Might get
Yeah.
lucky. You've got some jackpot guys, and I don't know what his bye week situation looks like.
It doesn't look like anything crazy.
But yeah, so
He doesn't have anyone on a bye.
So I'm going to go with Sam Camp here, getting right with a strong no sweat win.
Yeah, and
Probably
he held
against
on to
some
that
commissioner.
Steelers defense. So here's the thing. As we all know, Sam refused to get rid of his Steelers defense.
That's right.
Steelers defense is going up against none other than Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens this weekend.
They do score a lot of points, and they're going to have to score a lot of points because their defense kind of sucks. I know, because for the second time this year, I started a defense and got negative points. And yeah, they did that for me last week.
So we'll have to see. It looks like I'm going to be waking up tonight around 2, 3 a.m. just to double check, see which defenses are still available on the waivers there. Up next, we have the Fringe Lord, Sam Good, who's won 2 in a row, coming up against Bryce Smith, who is 4-6 and fresh off a victory over me. Sam Good is projected to win by about 5 points right now. How are you feeling?
This is another contender for matchup of the week. It's just, not on theme because I think both these guys are going to end up making the playoffs ultimately. Sam's got a lot of stock in the Bengals team that is firing on all cylinders on offense right now. On the other hand, I don't know what's going on with Drake London. I'm going to feel like probably going with Sam on this one.
I probably will as well.
Even though Bryce's team is red hot and just scored a hell of a lot of points, I just see them probably regressing a little bit weak this
Bryce
week.
is down 1 James Conner this week.
Oh, that's right. The Cardinals bye, which is heavily fucking me as well.
Which he's going to be just fine, I think, at the position. He's got Jonathan Taylor and David Montgomery. It's just about who he throws in that flex right now. He's looking at Michael Pittman Jr., who I have zero faith in.
It's tough. Man, that's going to be a toss-up, though. That's going to be a tough matchup there.
It's going to be a tough one.
I could see that really going either way. But
Sam's going in fully healthy. He's got nobody on a bye whatsoever. We're just going to have to see how that plays out.
Sometimes that hurts you, though. Sometimes having the, tough choices, even though we don't have a very deep, nobody has a very deep team on these leagues just because we have so many guys, which was what makes it fun.
Our 14-team flex plus super flex?
Yes, which I was just detailing to somebody over the weekend, and they said a word that I will not say on a broadcast about how our setup is.
Okay, perfect. Well,
redacted.
fuck that guy. Anyways, up next is none other than you, my friend, versus Caleb Klug.
I'm going to be starting Cole Kmet in a super flex position.
Nice.
Travis Etienne might be cracking.
Sam Laporta out for sure out?
I don't know what's going on with that. He's saying questionable, but then he's projected 0. I didn't even see him get hurt the other night.
Something's up there. Something is definitely up
probably
there.
in a tough spot. I'm going to have to go with Klug by not $1 million, but like $250,000.
You have one of my least favorite setups in terms of times that your players are playing. All but 2 of your players are 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, fuck, I hate that because then it's, there's no hope.
Yeah. you have DK at 2 and Tyler Bass at 2. Other than that, your whole day comes down to Sunday. No Thursday, no Monday.
It's all... Oh, my God. What is our Thursday night matchup this week?
That would be the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, wow. It'll be
Good
exciting game. Exciting game. That's good.
Battle for the top of the NFC East.
That's right.
So for me, I'm taking Klug. I apologize. Love you.
No, I think it's the right move there. Like I said, we're getting through 2 consecutive bye week hells. We're in the middle of it right now. And really locking in for the tattoo bracket for sure on our team.
Speaking of tattoos, our next matchup is none other than Kyle versus DJ this upcoming week.
Boy, another major late season implication there. What do we got from Kyle coming up here in terms of his lineup there?
Kyle's healthy. The only player he has on bye is Bryce Young, which I don't think he was going to play him anyways.
Dodging a bullet there.
But Justin Herbert's coming into form. It really just
Herbert's
depends.
coming on, but we've got Raheem Mostert in the flex there. Mostert's been almost all but taken out of the lineup there. He did very little last week. Jalen on a, kind of on a hot streak. Mark Andrews coming on and Drake May coming on for DJ.
Now, something to note here. Look at DJ's wide receiver 2.
Oh, that is a guy that I have never fucking heard of.
Mason
Tipton
Tipton has not scored a point since week 8.
I would imagine we see some tinkering with this lineup from DJ. I'm going to go with Andre McGruven by $1 million.
I have no idea how this guy, Mason Tipton, is even temporarily in your lineup. I don't understand that. That's okay. I'm sure it's going to be fixed by then. Let me go ahead and take DJ by $1 million, assuming that this Mason Tipton fella is not going to stay in the lineup. with T. Higgins and Cedric Tillman on the
I'm
bench.
gonna give DJ the benefit. He's probably gonna pop T. Higgins in there before it's all set.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as well. Coming up next, we have our friend Trevor Wallstrom going up
Another
against
red hot team, Trevor Wallstrom, with two of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
And his new red hot tight end.
Yeah.
Who's he matched up with here?
He's got Trey McBrandon. You got to give it to Trevor.
Well,
It sucks.
Trey McBrandon. Well, Brandon does have CJ McCaffrey's probably gonna have a big week. I think he's gonna score, get in the end zone, and
Brandon's got names on the squad,
Yeah.
dude.
But two Jets.
Even with-
I don't believe in any Jets.
Even with all the bye weeks that he has,
Oh shit!
but he's got Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey. Ever heard of him? Tony Pollard, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Juwan Jennings. He's got a shot. He's got a shot here.
This is a tough matchup.
This
here.
is a
Yeah.
tough spot. You know what? I actually might change my pick to Brandon. I'm going to change my pick to Brandon.
Maybe we'll see a little side bet here between you and me.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Brandon versus Trevor.
Yeah,
$10.
you're on.
I got Brandon. You got Trevor.
I've got Trevor. I'm a big LaMarvelous fan this week.
All right. I got Brandon. Brandon, don't let me down. I got $10 on you, pal.
$10.
And then I
How many
believe
neutrals that'll buy?
we've got none other than our formerly undefeated Clint Evans going head to head against Ryland, who is still vying for that playoff spot. Looks like he's probably going to do it. Ryland is projected to win by about 6 points at this very second. Looks like both teams are fairly healthy. Clint does have Baker Mayfield on a bye, which is never fun, which means the only quarterback that Clint is playing this week is actually Cooper Rush.
Oh, how about that? Well, hey, when they bench Cooper on Thursday and they take Trey Lance, my phone will be on.
Yes.
And you can come buy him from me.
Yeah.
I think that Baker being on a bye is also, and for that matter, Mike Evans is ultimately good in the long run for
Yep.
Clint here.
Absolutely.
Kittle's been red hot. McConkey's coming on. Shit, man. Clint's got the guys, but I think ultimately having to start Cooper Rush and all these other dudes is going to make it a close matchup, and I'm going to go with Ryland on this one.
I'm going with Ryland.
I think Clint's going to drop 2 in a row here and then probably get pretty right after that, but
I'm going with Ryland here. The difference is going to be the quarterback spots, plural. Ryland starting Russell Wilson, who for some reason is lighting the
Is
world on
incredible
fire.
again.
Geno
Mr.
Smith
Unlimited.
had a couple down weeks, but I think he's ultimately as steady as they come. The fact that Clint is literally starting one quarterback, which is Cooper Rush, puts him at a significant disadvantage in my mind. Give me Ryland by $1 million.
Ryland by $1 million. Not to mention Geno's going to get DK back this week. They're coming off a bye. I would expect them to get it going a little bit.
And we are looking at Rami versus Jimmy.
Rami versus Jimmy. I actually, while these are two teams that are not vying for the playoffs, in the theme of this week, I'd like to submit this matchup as matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week. We got a matchup of the week. Rami versus Jimmy. Battle of the 3 and 7s. Huge tattoo implications.
Huge tattoo implications here. You've got a Rami team that's getting hot. You got a Jimmy team that, rightfully distracted after a big celebration the week before. And we can chalk that up a little bit there. But let's see if they're getting focused. I think this could be a real toss-up. Unfortunately for Rami, his best players got Cooper Rush or the newly acquired by me Trey Lance throwing in the ball. So I don't know how many kind of top end points he's going to get there.
At this point in the week, Jimmy is projected to win by 2. I'm probably going to give it to Jimmy, and a lot of what you just said is the reason. CeeDee Lamb, Rami's going to need a game from CeeDee Lamb. I don't know that it's coming with Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jimmy as well. I think he was getting right, or he's getting right this week after being sick and getting married the week before. So let's go with Jimmy.
I think he's going to be locked in. Like you said, he's been ill. He's going to have a little bit extra time to just kind of be paying attention to his team.
Tinker with the lineup
coaching, all that sort of stuff, making the changes within the organization that need to be made.
That's right.
Tom, how was your first experience on the pod, pal?
This is a blast. I'm having a great time. I hope that filling in for Klug doesn't we don't see a dip in viewership.
No.
But really fun to be here. It's a great thing. I love that our league does this.
Yep.
It's something that I take great pride in, and like I said, it's been an honor to come sit in this chair.
It's all for the sustainability of the league. That's what we've been saying for years and years and years. Next time, even if Klug's here, we'll pull up a chair right there. We'll bring you in. We'll get some good insight.
I would love that.
From all of us here at the Commissioner's Notes podcast, be sure to follow, like, subscribe, comment, all the things that you would do for your favorite podcast. Do that for us. Helps us reach new listeners. We've got like 65 people who listen to this motherfucker. And there's only
remarkable.
14 people in the league. That's 20 subscribers.
That is remarkable.
That's right. There's only 14 people in this league.
I know.
So like I said, the word is spreading, brick by brick, as we like to say in this league.
What did you say happened at Jimmy's wedding last week?
Oh, yeah. Jimmy's wedding. Friend of Jimmy's and ours, James, he came up to Clint. Shout out to James if you are listening. I think you might be one of the 60 people who tune in. Went up to Clint, and almost first thing he said was 8-0. Which means the only reason you would know that is you're tuning in. Love you, James.
We love it.
Love James' wife, too. They're fucking awesome. Great people. Follow, subscribe, like. We love you. Thank you, Tom. Peace.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah, if you're going to do it at all, you need to do it the right way. So that's what we decided.
Right. Hell
So
yeah.
everyone's like, wow, it looks so professional. Dude, we had a guy at the wedding, James Fitzgerald, who went up to Clint and was like, dude, 8-0?